brings up a good point. I think a lot of people, certainly a lot of people I grew up with down in the South, have a hard time with an additional scripture,
Oh
additional
yeah.
book. But I always ask, I mean, non-confrontationally, but I mean, I have an inquisitive mind, and I say, when you read the Bible, have you ever wondered, Jesus had 12 apostles. Why don't we have all of their records? And would it be helpful, or would it be different if someone discovered them today and you could authenticate it and say, "Oh, this is from these other apostles"? Would you find that helpful? And I think, I mean, the one that comes to mind, the one I often use an example is Thomas, doubting Thomas. Like, wouldn't you love to read the book of
Yeah.
Thomas, and to watch that, his thoughts and how he arrived to where he arrived to watch that transformation of his faith and how it grew. Would that not be helpful for your faith in our time? Are people not filled with doubts today, even though they may have had a strong conversion in the past, and they may fall away a little, or a lot? Would that not be helpful today? And another one, actually, it was brought to my mind recently
Yeah.
on one of these Saints in the South conversations, was, what about Joseph raising Jesus? I mean, as a stepdad, I know, I think it was Jackson had commented strongly on that raising Jesus, man, that's quite the responsibility, and surely we've talked about that before, kind of this imposter syndrome of I'm not adequate kind of thing. I would love to hear his
Oh yeah.
thoughts. I would love to hear those
Yeah.
extra
We know very little.
witnesses he probably received, and extra strength and guidance that he received. That would be helpful. And so if your faith is
So much
excluding,
information we don't have.
right, yeah, if your faith is excluding that just right out of the gate, that it's not even possible, that's hard. I mean, couldn't that be helpful?
Yeah.
And so that's what the Book of Mormon is. It is another testament of Jesus Christ. It is Jesus Christ, and his dealings with the peoples in America. And so I think it's a great support and a great help in my faith. I can say that much.